Hello there. Today I want to talk about victim mentality and what it is. Because there's a lot of people living with victim mentality, and it doesn't do you good. It's destructive. Living with a victim mentality will not get you what you want. It'll get you everything you don't want out of life. It's psychology, and it's dangerous to live with victim mentality because victim mentality is the thought that you are not responsible for the things that happen to you. You're just a victim of the circumstances around you. You're not responsible. But that's false. First of all, that is false. And that's what I try to do here on this channel, is I just try to tell you the truth and give you the truth. What's true. That's what we're trying to find out. And this whole thought that you are not responsible for the things that happen to you in this life is false. Because, and I'm going to give you a reason, because there is nothing you can do, nothing that can happen to you, that there wasn't something you could have done in the past to change the circumstances. No matter what it is. Someone walks up to you and slaps you in the face. Stranger you don't even know. Yes, other people have free will. But there is always something you did. Your feet put you on that street. You decided to go out that day. You called somebody a bad name down the block. But yet, you don't think there's any reason why this person came up, stranger who you don't know, and slapped you in the face. You're a victim. You feel like, oh, I'm a victim. I didn't deserve that. Wrong. You deserved it. You deserve everything you get in life is your own fault, at least to some extent. Because there's always something you could have done to change it. And now, when I say this, it irritates people. And they try to find something that's not their fault, especially victims. Victims like to blame all their problems on other people. So they will immediately look for something that is real, they assume is real obvious. Like, oh, what about an innocent baby who gets born with a defect? There, does he deserve that? Does a baby deserve that? Well, he was born that way for a reason. That's the point of this whole thing. There's a reason for it. So yes, he deserves it. Believe it or not, as awful as that may sound, if the mother smoked 15 packs of cigarettes a day prior to his birth, that's the result. Or whatever. There are genes. Sometimes we don't know the reason why things happen. But you know, the Hindus believe when you come back and you come into this body, in this planet, you choose the body and life you want to have to teach others. We're all here to learn. It's a big lesson. So there are no mistakes. Everything happens for a reason. Now that may be hard to understand. It is the Hermetic principle of cause and effect. And Jesus said, you reap what you sow. And many other religions talk about this. You get back what you put in. So this bad mentality, I call it a bad mentality because it isn't. It's not going to get you what you want out of life. Because most people want uh, food, water, shelter, and to be content, happiness. But what it may get you with victim mentality is it may get you no food, end up on food stamps, assistance, and no place to live, and you may not own your own home, and all the things that you don't want. Might not be able to do it when you're a victim, because I'll tell you why. Here's why. I'm going to give you the reasons. I don't say anything without backing it up. Because when you keep blaming other people for the things that happen in your life, you are giving up your responsibility. If it's not your fault, you don't have to fix it, right? So it's easy and very comforting to say, it's not my fault, to everything that happens. It feels good to be a victim. That's the point. It feels good. That's why people do it. It feels good to relieve yourself of responsibility. Not my fault. But when you relieve yourself of responsibility, you also relieve yourself of the will to fix it. Because who's going to fix something that's not their fault? But it is your fault, and you should be fixing it. But if you keep blaming other people for everything that goes on, you're just going to keep sinking down and down and down the spiral. That's how it works in our minds. This is psychology. And you got to fight against it, because it's almost human nature. I sometimes get mad at other people for things that happen, but it's always my fault. It's always, when I stop and think about it, there's always something I could have done to avoid it. And when I think about that, I do the things to avoid it, so they don't happen again. That's how it's done. And when you don't realize it, you keep blaming other people, you know what's going to happen, and I'm sure it's already happening to you if you have this victim mentality, is the same things keep happening over and over and over again. The same bad things. Why does this always happen to me? Well, that's why. Because you've given up all your responsibility being a victim. And we have to change that. Yes, the things in our past do affect us up until the point we become aware of it. And we say, that's why I am this person, because I've had these experiences. Now you're not bound to that anymore. You don't have to use that as a crutch. This bad thing happened to me once, so I don't have to have any responsibility for myself anymore. It's your life, and you're not going to get anything out of it that way. If something horrible happened to you in the past, that's an experience that you have. That's a lesson that you need to learn right now, that happened then. Now is now. If you're going to, and you have to take responsibility for whatever it was that you could have done to change that situation and didn't, and say, I'm going to do things differently and move forward and learn from that. Now, sometimes we don't even know. Sometimes a bad thing will happen, but we don't know what we did that could have changed it. Well, that still doesn't mean you have to allow it to run your life. So it had happened and you don't know. You got to accept that there is something. And we can change those things. And that's what creates irresponsibility, victim mentality. I mean, we can point the fingers at people that are doing bad things, but we have to look at ourselves sometimes too and see what we're doing. It goes both ways. And I just wanted to talk about victim mentality really quickly here today. And please subscribe, and you will get new videos as they come out. Thank you, and have a great day.